Hi Taurus. Welcome to your August reading. Sorry that I'm getting here so late. So we had a really amazing full moon in Aquarius that squared with we had a T-square between Uranus in your sign right now and the sun in Leo and the moon in Aquarius. And then for the rest of August, there's this dance with Mercury and Gemini shifting from one sign to another, and Mercury and Venus. I said Mercury and Gemini. Mercury and Venus are shifting signs. So Mercury is moving from Cancer to Leo, and Venus, your ruling planet, is moving from Gemini into Cancer, where it's going to kind of be at odds with everything that's going on in Aries and everything that's going on in Capricorn. August is a pretty busy month. People are kind of being the most. There's a lot of stuff that's going to be shown to you, though. I think that there have been some things that haven't quite necessarily been very clear. And so with the Page of Swords being the first card out, Nuka's in here. So my roommate's husky is in here. And she's very restless. I think she wants me to let her out. Hold on one second. You want to go outside the door? Yeah? Here. Come on. You coming? All right. You can sit there too. I think that she just wants to be a part of it all. Who knows? Okay. So we have the Page of Swords and Justice. There could be a Libra also, or like a Libra energy that, hold on a second. We've got some toddler action. Hold on one second. Okay, sorry. She started pulling stuff off the table. Okay. So there may be a Libra energy that it wants to be honest with you about something, or they feel like they need to be more transparent. The Page of Swords for me is about transparency. It's about being honest. And Justice, the balance in life, the give and take, as above, so below. Things usually start to shift when we see the Justice card. So it may be something that you need to be a little bit more transparent as well. And if you're not being transparent with yourself, definitely be transparent with other people right now. Because with this Gemini North Node, everything is being revealed. You can't really hide from the truth. Now with the Sagittarius North Node, people will believe everything. But I think that in August, if you are allowing yourself to be 100% authentic, things are going to shift for you in a really big way. What does that mean? Well, if you've been waiting to hear about that job and then you find out that somebody else got that job, or you've been waiting to hear about that person and you realize that that person has moved on, or whatever it is that you're waiting on, you're realizing that that thing that you've been waiting on was an illusion to begin with, that the job wasn't really yours, the person wasn't really yours. The detachment and the release of things from this Aquarius full moon was requiring for you to be 100% authentic. And having Uranus in Taurus right now, the shifts that you're making in life are so huge and so real. Right? And so you want to do it with from your heart space. You want to do it with authenticity from your heart space, because then you know that it's going to be a success. Then you know it's going to be there for the long haul. When you do things for the sake of doing them, or because it looks really good, or because somebody else really wants you to do it, that's not longevity. That's not something that's not a seed that's been planted so far down in the ground that nobody else can mess with it. When you do it for you, right? The integrity of a Taurus is huge. I mean, you guys that's what you do. You want to live in authenticity. You want to live an integral life. But you've got to be honest with yourself at the same time. That's how you live in integrity. If you want to be integral in the outside world, you can be, you know, honest with yourself too. So the Wheel of Fortune, Judgment, Seven of Cups. I already feel like somebody feels like I'm just lecturing you, and I'm not. I'm absolutely not. I think that sometimes when these big shifts happen in your life, there can be a fear that everything is just going to come crumbling down and crashing down around you, and sometimes that can paralyze you. So I'm the one that wants to nudge you forward and let you know that you have all of the support of the universe when you're doing it with authenticity and integrity. When you are being fully transparent with how you feel and what's going on, and you don't hold all of your emotions inside. The chaos and the confusion with the Seven of Cups, like, but Betsy, I know that things need to change, but I don't know where I'm supposed to be changing things. You allow yourself to look at the deepest parts of what's not working. If I'm miserable every single day because I have to go to a job that makes me really miserable, how can I change that? How can I allow myself to say, okay, this discomfort is going to provide long-term happiness for me, and so I might as well allow myself to shift now, be a little bit uncomfortable, and then get settled again. You see what I'm saying? Or you can stay in that misery, you can stay in that sadness and that pain and that misery for however long it takes for you to realize, oh wow, this is not working for me. And the thing that I don't want to see you guys do is 10 years down the road, be regretful that you didn't change the things that you wanted, that you felt you knew that you needed to change now. Because then you'll say to yourself, but I wasted all that time. Even though I don't believe it's a waste of time. I feel like you probably learned a lot of lessons along the way. But there is a sense of needing to stand up for your own convictions. With all of these squares that are happening to your planet, and with that Uranus square, squaring off with the sun and squaring off with the moon for this full moon, it's about change, it's about release, and it's about transparency. And Mercury in Leo is nothing if not a smooth talker. I say that my Mercury's in Leo. But once we get Mercury into Leo, people are going to be saying things that sound really, really pretty. Trust me. So you want to be not really on guard, just aware. Just aware. So if there's a Gemini or a relationship that you are holding on to, 9 of Swords and the Lovers on the Page of Swords. If you're driving yourself crazy over a relationship or just the relationship energy, right? Like, am I going to be in a relationship and am I not going to be in a relationship? Or this can be about a Gemini. You have to be really honest with yourself. What is the reality? What does it look like today? What is happening in this moment right now in my life with the energy towards this relationship? If nothing is happening and it's all in your mind, you got to be honest with yourself. If the person is not being receptive, if you're not being receptive to them, you have to be honest with yourself. That anxiety is creating a pattern within your mind that can drive a person crazy. And all you're trying to do is remain steady and balanced. I feel like you want to have a conversation with an air sign, whether it's a Gemini, whether it's a Libra. I feel like there's a conversation that you want to have with an air sign because You can't, I'm going to say this and some of you are going to really just be like triggered by me saying this. You can't get out of your own way enough to be able to let it go. You can't allow yourself to accept the situation as it is, the way that it happened. And so there's this need and desire to make it right. There's something in you that really wants to make it right. And what if it's already right and you're just creating the more suffering or within yourself? You see what I'm saying? I love you guys. I'm so sorry. I just want you to be able to get through August at a pace that you're comfortable with, because there is no need to rush right now. There's no need to hustle. There's no need to rush. The Knight of Pentacles on the Wheel of Fortune is telling you that you have the capacity. You have the capacity to slow things down, to take the methodical and analytical steps, even though it feels like it's fire on top of fire on top of fire on top of fire on top of fire. You have the capacity to slow it down and take the steps forward as needed in order to shift your future, in order to shift the energy, because you're in charge of that. Nobody else has master and control over what that Wheel of Fortune looks like for you. Now, the universe is in charge of the divine timing, right? But you're in charge of the pace to get it going. And you don't have to rush it. There's no need. Let's see what Judgment looks like. Because this support that you have from the universe is very, very real. But I wonder sometimes if you miss out on it because you're creating in your mind, and I'm not harping on you guys by any means. You could easily get in your own way in August and sabotage everything you've worked hard for. And you could do that by rushing yourself, by overabundance, by expanding your capacity or your if you don't set a standard for yourself, things could get out of control really, really quickly, because there's so much going on. Yeah, the burden is huge. 10 of Wands at the bottom of the deck. So Judgment on the 10 of Swords. Just sidestep it, Taurus. Just sidestep it. Because I know that it's driving you crazy that you can't figure things out right now, that you can't figure it out, that there's the confusion and the pain and the anger and the angst and the anxiety. Like, I get all of that. I really, really do. But also allowing yourself to see through that. Step around it. Take a good hard look at what it is. Because you've already been through it, so go around it this time and actually see it from an outside perspective. What actually happened? What actually created the anxiety and the angst? What actually had to end? What actually, what was the act? Not your perception of your emotions. That's not what I'm saying. What actually happened? What were the circumstances? The reality. Step outside of your emotions for a second and get really, really aware, because you standing in your power and saying, I'm better than this, or I know that I can be more aware next time, or something like that, can bring a lot of peace. Like I just took a huge weight off my shoulders. And you need to get busy making decisions, sure. I get that, I understand that, but there's a lot going on. And beating yourself up for not knowing what direction that wheel is turning right now, and not knowing not knowing how fast it's going to come, how fast the changes are going to come. Two of Wands on the Seven of Cups. You have decisions to make. You're at a crossroads. Okay. Holding yourself back from making that decision because of what could have been and not what actually is never going to serve you. Ten of Wands, oof, Ace of Wands. See, you guys are so close, but you have to allow the endings. You have to allow, because allowing the endings and allowing yourself to detach from the emotional reactions of the endings and allowing yourself to see, which is, people are going to be like, well, how do I do that, Betsy? How do I emotionally attach from that? Well, I'll be having a workshop this Saturday called Mastering Detachment. It's a workshop in a satsang. So come and hang out. The information is in the description box below if you'd like to register for that. It's going to be really great because when we don't know the outcome and we need to allow ourselves to detach from that expectation, you can see how far you've come and what you've produced from it. The Moon, the Queen of Swords, and the Queen of Wands and the King of Swords, and then the Ace of Swords. Oof, and then the Ace of Pentacles. If you're worried about money, I don't think you should worry about money. If you are, there's some kind of secret that's coming out between an air sign and a fire sign. I feel like there's something that's coming out about an air sign and a fire sign, possibly. I don't know that I really like this. I sort of feel like somebody's maybe has lied to you. Could be a Gemini or a Libra. This is most likely Sagittarius, I want to say, actually. If it's not Sagittarius, then it's Aries. But with the Moon here, I feel like the full moon revealed some things to you about the people around you. So I really, really, really want you to not necessarily investigate that. I just want you to be discerning about the people that are in your circle and you're surrounding yourself with right now, because you're working really, really hard to get your gains. You're working really, really hard to get the coins, to get the bags. You've got a lot of really great ideas that are just coming in. Ooh, look at that. See, Sagittarius coming in really, really fast, really strong, right? And you can easily sabotage yourself and get yourself up in a frenzy if you don't pull back and readjust. That's what it is. It's a readjustment that's needed because the chaos can create so much in a Taurus. It's like not even funny, the chaos of it. And honestly, I really want to say, don't believe all you hear right now. The information is going to be coming in really, really fast. That, you know, when Mercury moves into Leo later tonight, actually is when it moves into Leo. When that happens, everybody's going to have a Midas tongue. It's going to be like golden. Everybody's chatting away and chatting away. So yeah. Just be very, very, very self-aware this month. Very self-aware. I love you guys. Come join me at the satsang. The information is in the description box. I would also love to see you be in the memberships. We have so much fun in the memberships and we're learning a lot. And there's just, I'm spending so much time, like most of my energy goes to the membership. So if you would like to get the daily energy updates, the mid-month love readings, be a part of Discord where we're learning astrology and tarot on Discord. and just an overall really amazing group of people. We would love to have you. You can join by clicking the button below, or you can go to Patreon, and all of that information is in the description box. I love you guys. Have a really wonderful August. I really hope that you didn't think that I was lecturing you, because I was not. I just don't want you guys to get in your own way. Okay? Bye.